Over at conservativereview.com, Daniel Horowitz points out 10 lies from Obama's nullification speech. And you remember that I've been referring to his conduct and the left's conduct over the last many decades as nullification. Nullifying the law, nullifying the Constitution. Lie number 1, every president has taken executive action on immigration. No other president has ever issued an amnesty anywhere near this scope, created it out of thin air, or built it upon a prior executive action instead of a statute. Lie number 2, illegal immigrant crossings are down. Actually, this is the third straight year that border crossings have gone up, not to mention the entirely new wave from Central America. Lie number 3, it does not grant citizenship or the right to stay here permanently. Well, under the royal edict, the work permits can be renewed every 3 years, and most likely they'll be renewed at the same 99.5% acceptance rate of the DACA applicants. And once they get Social Security cards, they're going nowhere. So yes, it's permanent. And yes, they'll be able to get green cards, which puts them on an automatic path to citizenship. Quote, we are reducing the time that families are separated while obtaining their green cards. This is what Obama said. Undocumented immigrants who are immediate relatives of lawful permanent residents or sons or daughters of U.S. citizens can apply to get a waiver if a visa is available. So yes, this is what we mean by backdoor citizenship. Lie number 4, only 5 million. Make no mistake about it, Obama's illegal amnesty will not just apply to 5 million. It will apply by default to all 12 to 20 million illegals in the country, as well as the millions more who will now come here to enjoy the permanent cessation of borders and sovereignty. Given the numerous options for people to become eligible for amnesty, ICE and CPB will be restricted from enforcing the law against anyone, because each individual has to be afforded the opportunity to present themselves and apply for status. There's no way those who were here for less than 5 years will be deported, and there's no way the new people rushing the border and overstaying their visas will be repatriated. These are the facts. Don't listen to Obama. He's full of it. Lie number 5, deport felons. Obama claims he's going to focus on deporting felons, yet he's done the opposite. 36,000 convicted criminal aliens were released last year. 80,000 criminal aliens encountered by ICE weren't even placed into deportation proceedings. 167,000 criminal aliens who were ordered deported are still at large, and 341,000 criminal aliens released by ICE without deportation orders are known to be free and at large in the United States. Again, this is cessation of deportations for everyone. Lie number 6, don't deport families. Obama's playing the family card. It works like this. People are encouraged to come here illegally. Obama grants them amnesty. Then their relatives all get to come, even though they would otherwise be ineligible under public charge laws. Yet at the same time, because the bureaucracy will be flooded with applications of illegal aliens, and those are the applications that will be prioritized, those families who came here illegally will now have to wait longer to be united. There's no longer an incentive to enter the country legally. So Obama and the amnesty policy, where one family member comes, and then they say, well, we don't want to split families, even though we're not splitting anything. Lie number 7, they have to pay taxes to stay. Well, the vast majority of them don't earn enough to pay taxes. The vast majority of them will receive government benefits. Lie number 8, background checks. Just the thought of a criminal background check of people coming from the third world on a lawless program is a joke. But the reality is Obama has already done this. 99.5% of applicants were approved. That's this recent wave of illegal aliens, including those of criminals. Let me tell you, when I was up for approval for a political position as chief of staff under the Attorney General of the United States, they did a background check. So I received temporary clearance. This is the way it works. And it took the FBI, I would say, about 6 months to complete it. And that's on average what it takes. Now, what do you think they're going to do with 5 million people? Obama talks and talks and talks. You're going to pay your fair share. You're going to pay taxes. The overwhelming majority are not. They're going to receive benefits from the taxpayer. We're going to do background checks. You're going to do almost no background checks. They're going to get Social Security cards, and you can hear phony free market putative conservatives saying that this will contribute to the depletion of it'll help contribute money to what is a depleting Social Security fund, when in fact the opposite is true. Lie number 9, cracking down on illegal immigration at the border. Obama promises to beef up resources at the border. But as we've seen over the past few years, what good are more agents if they're explicitly intimidated into turning a blind eye. And there's no promise to build a fence or implement a visa tracking system, so any talk of enforcement is an insult to our intelligence. Also, he is unilaterally abolishing the Secure Communities Program, the only successful interior enforcement program left after he abolished the 287G state-federal cooperation program in 2012. So at a time when we're facing threats from Islamic terror and deadly diseases, this invitation to the world will present a security nightmare. So he is eliminating these coordination processes between local, state, and the federal government. He's eliminating the Secure Communities Program. And he said nothing about increasing physical and technological barriers on the border. Lie number 10. Scripture tells us we shall not oppress a stranger. Well, it's great to see Obama quoting the Bible for once, but nice try. There are different variations of this verse throughout the Bible, but each one uses the Hebrew word ger, G-E-R, to describe what Obama translates as stranger. A ger is a convert to Judaism. The commandment was not referring to people who illegally migrate to a nation state. And more importantly, it is downright offensive to Americans to insinuate that not granting them benefits is tantamount to oppression, especially given the fact that they have been the biggest recipients of our generous legal system. Furthermore, if there is if there's oppression taking place, it is to the American taxpayer and worker and those who suffer from gangs like MS-13. This is an outstanding piece. You can go to conservativereview.com. I've mentioned that website repeatedly. Daniel Horowitz, their senior editor. Conservativereview.com. It's absolutely free. You should print this out and pass it around. Or send this link to everybody. It's entitled Top 10 Lies from Obama's Nullification Speech.